I will be restoring one of the oldest outdoor murals in DC done by Latinos, which depicts a lot of the immigration movement of the late 70s or early 80s. You know, every city has story, and culturally, and I think artistically, and I think it's important to preserve that, especially that this mural has been in this community for such a long time.
When people flocked to Adams Morgan, they were fleeing oppressive governments in Latin America and came to this part of Washington, and they were coming from different countries. They built a new community. It's happy, there are festivals, there is literally dancing in the street, but if you look at the upper right, you see the table with people playing Monopoly. It represents developers in the neighborhood at that time. It's an extremely, extremely important mural. I came to Washington in '73. I took one look at it and I knew it was for me. The first place I stayed, it was a friend's room in the Male Gay Liberation House. I remember being completely entranced with DuPont Circle. It was the hub of the counterculture. It was, for me, the Mecca. It was a Mecca. Through the grace of God, I was able to go back to graduate school at George Washington University and complete my doctorate in American Studies. Part of my doctoral program was researching the arts projects of WPA. They were mainly inside murals, but I had all this time been walking around DC and looking as these murals went up and saying to myself, well, who did these? And what do they really mean? And it came to me like a flash of lightning that I was going to document the public murals of Washington, D.C.
Well, I'm here with Perry Frank. She is the founder of the DC Murals Project, Spectacle and Story.
For Dr. Perry Frank, murals have been a passion and a study for the past 20 years.
Each mural tells a story, and each mural has a story. DC is a city of neighborhoods, and it is a city that has evolved its own great culture apart from the federal culture, and people don't really understand that. A lot of the great murals will show the Washington Monument or the Capitol, but it's always little and way in back. It's in the background of the life that's lived here. There is a great deal of difficulty right now and lack of consensus about who owns the murals, what can be done to the murals once they're up, or at least how can they be documented so that we don't lose this whole piece of urban history.
Gentrification is a buzzword in Washington, D.C. Neighborhoods across the district have developed amazingly quickly, and longtime residents and business owners are being pushed out by new construction and high rent. But there's a victim you might not be aware of: the city's public murals. Some of Washington's most popular works, which celebrate D.C.'s history, culture, and diversity, have been knocked down to make way for new buildings. The murals we've lost incorporated aspects of the city's past, kind of like a history lesson for anyone who walks by. What is lost when a cultural touchstone like that is covered up or torn down because of something like an apartment building? Project director of DC Murals, which aims to document and study the public murals of Washington, D.C., Perry Frank joins us in studio. Can something be done differently, Perry Frank, so that these artworks are not destroyed? Or is this a natural side effect of a growing city?
I believe that there is a way to address this. Oh, God! This is prime. Oh, yeah, these are my typed and handwritten notes over the years. They should not be lost because in many cases they are in fact great art. You wouldn't think of going into a museum and pulling down the pictures and smashing them on the floor and sweeping them up. My project makes the murals last through the ages forever. When I'm not here anymore, what's going to happen? Nobody else is really doing this. I have another image that is from the, I got it online that might capture it a little bit better.
You're not shooting just a mural, you're shooting a story. You're shooting a story about the neighborhood or the community itself. I got the mother teaching a little girl, the old couple there. And then I got all four of them in another shot. I sneak up on them so they don't get away from me. It's like being a hunter on a safari.
I have a couple of shots that I got online of it before it was painted, and it was very ugly.
The important thing is it's, in a sense, transient art, because you don't know what's going to happen to it 5 or 10 years from now. I'm retired, I'm 80. I was a journalist. Sometimes we'd take photos to go along with the stories I wrote. When she told me that she needed someone to shoot the murals, I thought, well, that would be another adventure for me in the world of art. If you just shoot the mural itself, you have no connection to what's going on. When you start shooting the ambience, what's around it, then the mural takes on a different, entirely different meaning. And we like to take the ambience, you know, the neighborhood, what it looks like. So I'll be shooting the front of your store. Is that okay?
No problem, no problem.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know so you wonder why I'm nosing around. It tells a story, very often of daily life. And that's not the kind of thing you could expect to see in a museum.
What we're doing is not just taking pictures and putting pretty pictures of the murals up, because that's important and there are a lot of them online now, but it is explaining them. Hi, you mind if I take a picture of your house? We're documenting murals. The outside of the house is so interesting, and it relates to a mural, in my mind anyway, that is no longer up, but it was a Frederick Douglass mural around the corner. And so it's like, you know, radicalism and advocacy in the 19th century and now in the 21st century, right around the corner from one another.
Now I realize why we've been working on it over the several years. It's that if it were just a matter of shooting the murals themselves, it could be over with in a matter of weeks or a few months. But this is an ongoing process.
My goal in these tours and walks is to showcase the murals up close, allow people to experience them firsthand, and to relate them more to their own lives, to the history of their own neighborhoods. It's a wonderful experience to be with them in their context, and to often hear the artists who created them talk about them.
There's any number of things that can happen, from people writing on it, to people spilling something on it, to a car brushing on it. And so this stuff really does need to be maintained.
I love Washington. It is my home, every piece of it. And I'm sad that I have to live outside the city limits now. I'm going to be 75 in October. I'm still consulting. I'm still making some money, but am I still going to be able to do it when I'm 80, 85? I have to live in the real world. It may be that I'm going to have to leave Washington because it has become tremendously expensive to live here. As with many people in the city, I've simply been priced out of the rental market. My brother wants me to move to Asheville, where he is, and that may well happen. I certainly won't be the only person that's happened to. I think it's very unfortunate the way that the new development not only has destroyed the murals, but has destroyed the affordable housing. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing for me.
Next up, we have Perry Frank from DC Murals, Spectacle, and Story.
In 1997, I began documenting the outdoor murals in Washington. I looked around, I saw murals springing up. I didn't know really what they meant. I didn't know about them. I decided I would find out and try to get other people to understand, to enhance their value to people. I am pushing forward to make the city aware that we would like to see legislation passed that would protect the murals as development moves forward. A compromise and one that hopefully developers can embrace.
would like to dedicate this mural to today's children and youth, and the generations that will follow them, to remind them, as Paul Robeson said, whatever battles you wage, never give up.
What keeps me going is that I can't stop. It's something that's inside me. It is my vocation, just like a nun or something.
It's a work in progress. There'll be a time when it's complete in one sense, but there could always be a chance to add to it, put in another chapter.
I still think Washington is in my heart and in my soul. I don't know if I will be able to live here for the rest of my life. There's a lot that's in the balance here.
But let me say this, if I do leave, it was a great run of more than 40 years where I was able to do some of the things that mattered to me most.